Welcome to your neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation. My name is Reverend Sally Fritsche, and I'm delighted to serve as minister here. It is wonderful to be here with you this morning, here on the land of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Many, many thanks to the talented members of this community who make these services possible, especially the talented members of the Spirit Band, some of whom provided our gathering music and will be playing for us and with us throughout the service. An extra big thanks from me this week because I am the one who made a very last-minute decision to have a Christmas-themed topic today and didn't give them enough warning to prepare any Christmas music. But I, for one, am glad that we are going to be getting some of the most beautiful affirming music composed by some of our own members right here at Neighborhood, and it couldn't have been better for a Sunday like this, so thank you, Spirit Band. For those of us in person, please remember to be aware of the various needs and boundaries of one another while we're gathered together, honoring our mask-required seating area, keeping aisles clear from mobility devices. We're a community of many ages and abilities, which means that we embrace whatever little distractions or noises might come with being together. And we're committed to a love that makes space for all. If you have a phone or other device that can be silenced, I invite you to do that now, unless your device is something you need to access and participate in the service. And folks of all ages are invited to make themselves comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. Move, stretch, fidget. Feel free to step into the wiggle room where there's a comfy couch and some toys, or check out the activity table where there's art supplies and fidgets. If you're new and would like us to keep in touch, please fill out a newcomer card, which you can find in the back of one of the chairs near you, with your contact information, and leave it in the offering plate when it goes around later on. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your relationship to religion or to this place, we are glad you are here. So let's take a moment before we begin and remember that we are here together. Turn to greet those around us with a good morning, a smile, a bow, a wave, a handshake. And after you've greeted and introduced yourself to a neighbor here in the sanctuary, remember to wave to the camera and everyone watching at a distance on Zoom. For those of you online, feel free to unmute and say hello to your favorite viewers, and we'll ring the chime to come back together. Fantastic. And we trust these conversations will have lots of time to continue after the service over coffee and snacks. I am joined up here this morning by our wonderful service weaver, Moira MacDonald.
Good morning. Nice to see everybody. It's cozy in here, yeah? I am a member here, and I'm going to be your service weaver this morning. It is a blessing to be here on the treaty land of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, and also the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat and the Haudenosaunee peoples. Takaranto is also home to the largest population of Indigenous people in Ontario, with many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples living here. So let us take a moment to breathe. Remember where we are and the obligations that come with the gift of being here. We have an invocation, and that is the words and the intentions with which we begin each one of our services. They are also on the screen. May we speak those together now. Let us cast the circle of a sacred space here. Let us cast the circle of a cherished space here, space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world to change, we must craft in our space and in ourselves the seeds that grow a different kind of life, a life of graciousness, of creative intelligence, a place of life and spirit for ourselves and our families. Our chalice will be lit this morning by Denise. We light our chalice, drawing from the children's flame, which is in the lantern, and that is a way to remind ourselves to keep the children's fire alive in our hearts, and also that children are an integral part of our community, even when they're not here, and some of them are. We light this chalice to remember, to light the fire within our own hearts. And I welcome up some members of our spirit band for our first song of the service.
Just a quick introduction of this song. Welcome, everyone. And this song is kind of about welcoming. It's on our first principle, which is the inherent worth and dignity of all people. And to me, it's kind of foundational, and it's also something that's really political. And I mean, that's the case, I think, in all times, but especially in our current time here, that recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of all people is kind of, it makes sense that is our first principle. And so this song speaks to that, and the yeah.
Justice and healing, the hope we're all feeling. Tyrants try shutting you down. Come together and we'll turn it around. Something fundamental we all need, inherent dignity.
Thank you, Spirit Band. I think you lived up to your name, because I think my blood is flowing a little quicker now from that. And may it be so, inherent dignity. Today is a joyful, double-header kind of a service. We are going to be learning some UU history from Sally shortly. Apparently, UU saved Christmas. Who knew? I know, spoiler. Well, if you read the announcements, just saying. And we will also be celebrating a joining ritual for new members. Yeah. Given the occasion, it was suggested to me that I might make a few remarks about my own experience of membership. So here you go. I don't do cannonballs. When I am faced with an open body of water, my inclination is to first gingerly dip a toe, then ease my way in. My partner, David, knows all about that. I also really like to do my research. So after attending a few services at Neighborhood back in, maybe sometime in 2004, I went to a newcomers orientation session that was hosted by our founding minister, Reverend Wayne Walder. And at the end of that, I was told there would be a new members joining service the next day at Sunday service. Would I like to take part? Well, thank you, but no, thank you. Not yet. A little too soon. I'd like to hang around with these Unitarian people and get to know what I might be getting myself into, I thought. There'll be a song a little bit later where we sing about come skeptics. I did finally ease my way fully into the waters of membership when I joined 8 months later. By that time, I'd been to plenty of services. I had cried through quite a few of them, not because I was sad, but I was just so relieved maybe to find the place. I'd spoken to lots of other members. I'd gone to Unicamp with my then 2-year-old child, and I was into the honeymoon phase of my spiritual reawakening. As we welcome and celebrate another group of newcomers who've chosen to make neighborhood and Unitarian Universalism part of their spiritual path, some may be cannonballing, some may be easing their way in. There is no wrong way to do this right. As for what's next, I can't say what our new members' journey will be any more than they can. For myself, being a member here at Neighborhood has been life-changing. And at this point, it has seen me through quite a few of life's seasons. Through messages on Sundays, through working together in service to this community, and through just plain showing up over and over, even those times when I haven't been quite so sure about that. Being a member of this spiritual community has helped me become a more mature human, more compassionate, and it has prevented me from letting spiritual values, such as the worth and dignity of every individual, rest prettily on a theoretical shelf. It has forced me to work through them, although I'm really working me, through practice with real people and in real life. I also highly recommend joining a small group. It's how I got to meet my sweetheart, David Zalakar, and then conveniently got to walk home with him afterwards after every meeting, since we just happen to live close by one another. But back to the main topic. We have coffee hour for the details. Being part of Neighborhood has changed me, and I hope has and will change each one of you. In the words of French philosopher and priest Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, we are one, after all, you and I. Together we suffer, together exist, and forever will recreate each other. So I pass it back over to the Spirit Band.
This is, hi, we're going to do Come Gather Round, which was our song of the month last month, or this month. It'll be our last time singing it. The words are up. If you recognize the tune, please join me in singing Come Gather Round. If you want to rise, if you can, and join us.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah? No? Now you can. All right. Well, neighborhood is such a comfortable, lovable place for me now. But the one thing that I still sometimes have trouble with is, we have the first slide. It's the name. It's a really long name. And if you're like me, you know, sometimes you just get it reversed or go into some kind of tangent like university something or other. And yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister, right? So I thought maybe if you help me play with the name, it might, you know, get me more comfortable with it. So I thought if we, first of all, we say it 3 times, quickly, like you would with a tongue twister. And then after that, we'll say it in a very quiet voice, medium voice, and then we will own it. We will shout it out. I'm going to turn this down while I shout as loud as you want. Like, yeah. So why don't we first start? Unitarian Universalism, Unitarian Universalism, Unitarian Universalism, Unitarian Universalism. That was funny. All right, so now we're going to say it really, really quietly. Unitarian Universalism. Louder. Unitarian Universalism. Unitarian Universalism. You see, I said universalist, but anyway. Thank you. Could we have the next slide? So here are some famous Unitarians. And I wondered if you might be able to name the actual true, will the real Unitarian Universalists please stand up? I like to tell the truth. So can anybody name one of them? Sorry, what did you say? Yes. 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 I couldn't resist throwing Shrek in there for fun. So Alexander, Taylor Swift, I'm sorry, is not you. And Leo Backland, inventor of plastic, is not you. No. So it's debatable about Alexander Graham Bell. It's sort of a tricky question because he did hang out with Unitarian Universalists, and his wife was a practicing Unitarian. Unitarian Universalism fit with his views on science and reason and his personal views. But did that make him a Unitarian? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. It's a good question. Think about it. And that's it for the Time for All Ages. Thank you.
Thank you all. I want to also mention that this congregation has a group of volunteers, our caring circle, who are available to connect with members who are going through hardship or loss and who would always be happy to talk to you after a service if there's something you need. And actually, if there are members of the caring circle here today, if you just give a little wave, people look around and see who's here. As we leave our joys and our concerns here on the altar of shared community, I invite you to take a breath, quiet your busy mind as much as you can, and allow your attention to center on one of the flickering flames here in our chalice bowl. Or if staring at a flame doesn't center you, perhaps rest a hand on your own pulse, or place your hands on your belly while you breathe. And have a moment of calm. In this space, let our joys rise up like the heat and smoke of a candle, lifting us, curling toward the clouds. And while we're here, let our sorrows sink down, fall off our heavy shoulders like melting wax, to mingle as shared grief. We'll take a long moment of silence. Please use it in whatever way you most need. You might pray, meditate, breathe, stretch, just rest your eyes. I'll call us back together from the silence with a chime. Welcome back into our shared space. Made sacred by the community gathered here. It was my hope as we entered into the holiday season that I could find time to share a fun chapter of our UU history with you all. And especially on a Sunday when we're going to be welcoming in 6 new members of our UU community, it seems like a good chance to get familiar with some of our collective roots as a faith tradition. So I invite you to settle in around our fire on this snowy morning, the first Sunday of Advent. Cozy up and let me tell you the story of how the Unitarians stole Christmas. Now, let's begin actually with some of the Christmas stories you already know. Maybe you think of the Grinch around Christmas or Charlie Brown. Maybe you think of Baby Jesus. Maybe you think of Elf or Die Hard. In all of the Hallmark Channel popular movies, songs, and poems and children's books about Christmas, what would you say is the true meaning of Christmas? The moral of the story, the lesson learned. If you can come up with one word to capture what is meant when people talk about the true meaning of Christmas, I invite you to share it now. I'll repeat to the microphone so we can all hear. Giving, love, peace, kindness, family, life, light or life? Life. Renewal, hope. Receiving, part of giving. What? Goodwill. Okay, so it's not just one answer, but a certain shape emerges, right? Having to do with generosity and peace and magic and being around the people who matter the most. Goodwill toward all. But where actually does this version of Christmas come from? Like, do we know? It may or may not come as a surprise, but the celebration of Christmas did not always look like this: peace and goodwill and giving and love. And what if I told you that Unitarians had a big role in creating this particular version of Christmas, and that our roots, ours, are deeply intertwined with what today we call the true meaning of Christmas? Now, this is a story about Unitarians. That's before they merged with their cousin faith, the Universalists, and became UUs as we know it today. So you'll hear me just talking about Unitarians. And Unitarians were, for most of our history, devout Christians who were differentiated from other Christian denominations by the fact that they thought Jesus was a very good man and a very wise teacher, maybe divinely inspired, but not God. So the Unitarian movement took root and really began to flourish in Puritan colonial New England, where the dominant religion among settlers was one in which humanity was condemned as inherently depraved. And Christmas, therefore, was just one more opportunity for idleness and sin. Better to celebrate the day by working industriously and soberly, like any other day. So in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Christmas celebrations of any kind were outlawed for 22 long years. Now, to be fair, by the time the New England Puritans were outlawing Christmas, there had already been centuries of push and pull over the true meaning of the holiday. Mostly between the general Christian population wanting to celebrate with feasting and abundance and getting drunk and dancing and letting loose, and Christian figures of authority wanting to impose order, encouraging fasting and prayer and attending Mass as more appropriate ways to celebrate. We have a tendency today to think in terms of true religious observance of a holiday versus co-opted or secularized celebrations or borrowed or stolen pagan celebrations. But in reality, there's nothing in Christian scripture about how believers should celebrate Jesus' birth, if at all. So there's nothing more truly true or traditional about, for example, sitting in Mass and singing in Latin on Christmas Eve, or getting drunk with your friends and stumbling through the streets demanding money from rich people. Both were practiced for generations by believing Christians who are celebrating Christ's birth, and both can be considered entirely traditional in different ways. So when a version of Christmas that we today might recognize finally began to emerge in the Puritan-influenced landscape of North America, it came to life not in religious settings, but in literary ones. As the 1800s arrive, stories and poems and songs about Christmas begin to gain new popularity, and they, notably, are not stories about the birth of Christ. In 1835, a Unitarian journalist publishes a story about a Unitarian minister in Massachusetts who had brought his quaint German tradition to his congregation that winter, placing an evergreen tree indoors, can you believe, and decorating it with candles and baubles. The published story tells of all the children being led downstairs to see the tree for the first time and their wonder and joy at such a magical sight. That minister, Charles Follen, was, alongside many Unitarians and others, involved in the movement for children's rights at the time, advocating that childhood wonder should be protected and nurtured and not sacrificed to factories and farm work. After the journal story featuring vibrant descriptions of Follen's Christmas tree is picked up and read in papers everywhere, the practice of decorating Christmas trees spreads quickly across North America, as does the idea that Christmas should be a time for children to experience wonder and magic, not just a time for adults to enjoy feasting and drinking. It was a Unitarian, Clement Clark Moore, who wrote and published the poem known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," describing a magical, jolly old elf called Saint Nick, rather than a play on the Christian figure of Saint Nicholas of Myra, the 4th century bishop known for bringing gifts to impoverished children. This poem also gave us the official names of Santa's 8 tiny reindeer for the first time. Thomas Nast, a Unitarian and an illustrator, created some of the first images of what we would now consider Santa's iconic look. Nast was the first to depict Santa as having a toy workshop and living at the North Pole. Like many Unitarians at the time, Nast was a passionate abolitionist, and when the American Civil War began, his version of Santa became patron saint of the Union troops, with Nast drawing the jolly elf delivering toys and treats to soldiers at war. Charles Dickens, an English author and Anglican who, quote, dabbled in Unitarianism, wrote his Christmas Carol, the tale of miserly Scrooge and his encounters with ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, with no reference to God at all, other than "God bless us, everyone" at the end. The story caught fire across the English-speaking world, igniting a revival in Christmas stories and celebrations that emphasized generosity, changes of heart, and encouragement to be your best self at Christmas time. Louisa May Alcott, a lifelong Unitarian and author of Little Women, wrote a very Unitarian Christmas morning scene into her novel, in which the March sisters, so looking forward to eating their once-a-year holiday breakfast of sweet buns and rich cream, instead agree to pack up their entire meal and carry it to the home of their impoverished neighbors, recent immigrants from Germany who have a sick baby. The girls share what bounty they have, and their Christmas is made all the sweeter. Their morning in the story does feature a scripture reading and discussion of the importance of loving one's neighbor as oneself, but in this iconic, archetypical New England Christmas scene of food and family and generosity, there is never any consideration of going to church. Gradually, in the English-speaking world, even among those devoted to a virtuous and spiritual celebration of Christmas, the holiday became less about prayerful devotion to the baby Jesus as God, and more about following the example Jesus set of peace and generosity toward all and love for every child as represented by the one born in a manger. Put another way, popular Christmas celebrations over time were becoming less Trinitarian and more Unitarian, and not less Christian. Unitarians were very much believing Christians, just focused on a version of Christ that meshed perfectly with the Unitarian version of those beliefs. Many popular Christmas carols were in fact composed by Unitarians, including some of the staples we'll still hear today. Jingle Bells was written by a Unitarian preacher's kid who was tired of having to sing boring church music at Christmas and wanted something fun. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear was written by Unitarian minister Edmund Sears during the Mexican-American War and connects the Bethlehem story to his feelings about war and peace closer to home. More recently, Do You Hear What I Hear was written by a Unitarian during the Cuban Missile Crisis as a cry for peace and mercy for the child shivering in the cold. Many, many Unitarians have left their mark on Christmas. And when they do, those marks have nudged the holiday in a distinct direction, centered less on divinity and salvation in the next life and more on the needs of humanity in this one. The need for compassion, warmth, food, magic, innocence, and peace. What were those true meanings of Christmas we all knew so well back at the beginning of the story? Giving and receiving and peace and family and life. Those meanings didn't attach to Christmas out of nowhere. They were incorporated gradually over time by people who needed to celebrate Christmas and needed to find new meaning in old traditions. There have always been many different versions of the holiday we call Christmas. This is still true today. Whatever your feelings about the holiday, your version of the true meaning of Christmas, yours will not look like everyone else's. I think for as long as this holiday continues to exist, people will push and pull one another over its meaning, its importance, the right way to celebrate it, and who gets to decide these things. What I hope this little slice of our history reminds us is that we, as Unitarian Universalists, are not mere observers to this ebb and flow of holiday tradition. We are right down in it. Whether you are Christian or Jewish or atheist or one of the many other faiths present in our larger community, you, as a you, have a unique relationship to this holiday. For better or worse, our tradition is part of the story of how Christmas came to be what it is. We are part of the Santa Claus of it all, part of the Christmas tree, the charity and gifts, the shared meals, or part of the excess, and also the candlelight and childhood wonder. It's my hope that this brief chapter of our shared history will serve as a gift from me to you, and that as this holiday season arrives, as we encounter its lights and sounds and many, many demands, we'll encounter it with this story in hand. Grounded by shared roots and a shared desire to live generously, to create peace, to believe in magic, to feed our neighbors, and to gather around a warm fire with the people we love. May it be so, and amen. And our spirit band is going to offer another original song.
I wrote this song years ago. I was working in 3 different long-term care facilities, so I was sort of inspired by that. And also being from Texas and living in Canada, just feeling that freedom coming across the border. Sally, you know what I'm saying? Freedom to walk down the street at night. Freedom to look into your eyes. No head down for me. No head down for me. Freedom to smile when I cheered. Freedom to cry when tears start falling down. Tears start falling down. Fearless me, fearlessly loving this life. Fearless me, fearlessly loving Freedom to feel safe while I sleep. Freedom to follow each dream that I feel. Each dream I feel. Freedom to express how I feel. Freedom to release each chain that binds me. Each chain that binds me. Fearlessly, fearlessly loving this life. Fearlessly, fearlessly loving this life. Freedom to feel safe while I sleep. Freedom to follow dreams wherever they may lead. Freedom to express how I feel. Freedom to release each chain that binds me. Each chain that binds me. Everybody, fearlessly, fearlessly loving this life. Fearlessly, fearlessly loving this life. Oh, loving this life. Oh, I'm loving this life. Woo! Nice singing, everyone. Thank you.
All right, we are blessed this morning to be welcoming 6 new members into our neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation. I'm going to read the names of those who will be joining today, and I'll invite the 6 of you to please stand up as your name is read, if you're able, and make your way up here. We're just going to have you stand, in a little cluster around the chalice. We have William Brereton, Steph Coop Dunlap, Ann Copland, H.E. Casson, Martha Doney, and Jennifer Ball. And I'd also like to ask David Zalakar and Christina Keel, who are on our membership team, to come forward to help out. Each of you will have a chance to light a candle representing your unique light being added to our community. Share your name, and then share briefly something about what brought you here or what it means to you to be joining as a member today. After you've spoken or lit your candle in silence, if you prefer not to speak, you'll receive a small welcome gift from the congregation, your own copy of the UU Pocket Guide, which Christina is holding, which is full of beautiful writings and meditations on what Unitarian Universalism means in this day and age. As you are ready, I will hold the mic. I used the mic accidentally. Hello. As you're ready, I'll hold the mic over here, and you can come forward to light your candle and then speak. If we just want to go down the line, or you can pass and go back to the end of the line.
Oh, thank you.
Just one at a time.
Thank you so much, Sally. My name is William, and I'm so thankful to be here at Neighborhood, for my new community of practice. And the things that bring me here, and will continue to bring me here, is the power of art. The beautiful neighborhood gallery upstairs is actually how I first found out about the community. And the amazing group that is led by Christina called the Art as a Spiritual Practice small group that really affirmed and was a really great time throughout the year. And spending time with the work, the paintings here, but also then creating art as a spiritual affirmation. And I'm also grateful because we're part of an interfaith campus. It affirms who I am as someone who's spiritually fluid. And as to quote a Buddhist Gatha, I have arrived, I am home.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right, switch places with me.
Hi, I'm Steph Co-op. In 2024, I made a New Year's resolution to focus on community. And that is what led me here to reconnect with my Unitarian Universalist faith. And it wasn't long before I started coming here that it started feeling like home. And I'm glad to be joining this family.
Swatch with me. It matches your shirt.
Hi, my name is Martha, and I've been attending Neighborhood for just a little over 2 months, and I'm very overjoyed to be welcomed here, because I've been always looking for a sense of community without a lot of the dogma of many more conservative organized religions.
Thank you, Martha.
Hi, I'm HE. Weirdly, the thing that brought me here was a BuzzFeed quiz. I'm not even kidding.
Polyphomatic.
Yeah, like, what do you believe? And I was like, oh, I'm an atheist. And then I took the quiz and it's like, no, you're not. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna check it out, because apparently it was the focus on social justice and inclusion that drew that line. And when I decided to join was actually, I joined a small group with Peter, the writing group. And it was full, and I said, hey, I really want to join. And he said, we'll find space for you. Aww. And that's what this place is. This place is, we'll find space for you.
My name is Anne, and I recently moved here from Kingston, Ontario, where I was a member of the Kingston Unitarian Fellowship for many years. And I'm really glad that you're here, and thanks for welcoming me.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I come to you from down south, Lawrence, Kansas, where I was a member of a Unitarian Universalist congregation there for about 10 years. And my family has moved here from there for, sorry, I didn't expect that. To, as we say, escape the chaos. And I knew that a Unitarian congregation would be the best chance we would have of finding a community. But you know, you never really know until you come to a place and experience the people. So we're just so grateful to be here in Toronto and at Neighborhood, and very excited to become a member. Thanks.
Thank you all very much. We're going to have you stand up here for one more minute, just to say what an honor it is to have gotten to know you a little bit so far, and how much I and everyone here looks forward to getting to be part of whatever this next chapter brings on all your unique spiritual journeys. So I will have Christina give you your gift. And we have some shared words, which you've all had the chance to read ahead of time and affirm in your own way. We'll read them out here just to mark the moment at which this commitment becomes official. But know that your relationship to this congregation is something that will continue to grow and change far beyond this one ritual moment together. So everyone here, I invite you to open your hearts up to these newest members of your community. Feel the flow of energy and warmth. Let it be directed up here to the 6 of them as they affirm these words and their commitment to this community. They'll appear on the screen. All right, you can read together, and it doesn't have to be in the microphone. I will endeavor to follow Neighborhood's mission to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of our world. I will also strive to craft a spiritual life, live our 8 principles, and share my time, resources, and abilities to strengthen our congregation. Beautiful. And now all current members of Neighborhood, I invite you to respond with the next words that will appear on the screen, accepting and welcoming these newest members, and David will read on our behalf.
Okay, could we, for those of you who are able and willing, could you please rise, the members of Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation, and repeat after me. We, the members of Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Congregation, welcome you into our community with open hearts. We offer you not just to welcome, but to belonging. May we find with us a place of both comfort and challenge, a place where your spirit can both rest and grow, a place where you're known and can transform more fully into who you wish to be. Welcome.
Welcome. Now look out into the faces of all these people who want to get to know you, who want to be your village in whatever comes next. And we'll sing a song of welcome together as you find your way back to your seats. Thank you all so much. Welcome.
We welcome you. Whomever you love.
So we usually say welcome at the beginning of the service, but welcome, welcome, welcome right now. So joyful, so exciting. Thank you. So we come now to our offering. Where are the greeters in the room this morning? Yes, okay, we have at least one, so that's great, because they're also the collectors. Unitarian Universalist congregations and fellowships, while we do have the Canadian Unitarian Council, we are individually self-sustaining and self-governing. There is no central body that keeps us alive. We have to do that for ourselves. So we give in many ways. You can do an e-transfer. Some of us have pre-authorized withdrawals set up, and you can contribute via the baskets that the greeters will begin to pass. However you contribute, we thank you. And if you are doing that in the basket this morning, please, if you would mark your name on an envelope, they will wait for you, because that's a way that we can track your contribution for tax receipt purposes and also if you are making an annual pledge. We receive back from this giving through the work of our staff, through programs, and through this space where we come together. If you have found love and acceptance here, if you have found home here, if you have known kindred spirits here, let this offering be a token of gratitude for our common life as we work to build the common good. And greeters, you can bring the basket to me, baskets, when the money is collected. Thank you.
Thank you. As the offering is collected, allow me to share some small pieces of what is going on in the life of our community. First of all, you've seen the beautiful work of the Spirit Band. Would you like to take part in it? If you play an instrument and want to join the band, they rehearse for 3 Mondays from 4:30 to 6:30 prior to the Sundays when they're going to be playing, and do a service about every 6 weeks or so. Talk to Suzanne, who's seated at the piano right now, if you are interested. Coming up this Saturday, December 6th. Hard to believe that this Saturday will be December 6th, but there's going to be a multi-faith marketplace and fair that's right here in this room. All kinds of incredible handmade art and crafts. If you are doing any holiday shopping, this is the place to be, and it supports our local multi-faith community. Also this Saturday, after the fair, there's going to be an open mic right here. This is our monthly open mic, emceed by Allison. No need to sign up, just show up. And also, we won't twist your arm to perform. You're allowed to show up and just enjoy other people's performances. The Warm Hearts, Warm Clothes caroling outing will be happening on December 11th. That means our choir and anyone joining in will sing on sidewalks around our neighborhood here, collecting warm clothes for our Out of the Cold program. All ages are invited to come a-caroling with us. The rehearsal will be Monday, December 8th. That's next Monday, a week from tomorrow, 7 to 8 p.m. here in Rafos Hall. And then they'll meet on December 11th at 6:30. And after caroling, hot apple cider. Another caroling opportunity on Tuesday the 16th. The Spirit Choir is going to be singing Christmas music at St. Joseph's Senior Residence. And if you want to come along, it's that same rehearsal time, Monday, December 8th. And then another one on the 15th, 7 to 8 p.m. here in Rafos Hall. All voices are invited. All are welcome. Julia, our Director of Lifespan Learning, who is in the Rainbow Room right now, is retiring from her role soon. Very sad. But her final Sunday will be December 28th, but before that, we're going to celebrate all she's done for us. So please join us here after Sunday service on the 14th. There will be cake, there will be a card to sign, there will be a chance to express your appreciation for all her wonderful leadership here at Neighborhood. And connected to that, we're introducing Kat Martins-Gray. Kat is our new Director of Children, Youth, and Family Programming at NUUC, and they'll be shadowing Julia for the entire month of December. So you will see them around, you'll get to meet them, and they'll be learning all of Julia's tips and tricks for being an incredible leader here at Neighborhood. Be sure to offer them a warm welcome. Next Sunday, I will be here again speaking, and our topic will be Faith Seeking Understanding. This is the first in our December services, which our focus is our third principle, which is acceptance of one another and the embrace of spiritual growth in ourselves and in our congregations. The Spirit Choir will be singing, the most important part. As always, check the cappuccino room screen where there's all kinds of announcements that we don't get to here in the service. And you can also check your Friday newsletter email that has far more information than we can squeeze in here.
We're going to sing a final song together, everyone, for our last Sunday of Inherent Worth and Dignity. We closed the service with this song last week as well, but now we'll have a spirit band rendition of There's a River Flowing in My Soul. All welcome to sing along.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul, in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart, in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind.
Take it, Steve.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my soul.
Thank you, Spirit Band. And I will invite Denise to come forward to extinguish our chalice. Although the chalice has been darkened, behold the fire within our hearts. I invite Sally to give our final blessing.
I invite you to reach out to those nearby if you'd like to. If not, just put your hands on your heart so that your neighbors know that you would rather not touch hands this morning. What I am holding here is our beautiful membership book. It contains the names of everyone who has joined this community over the years. And today, after the service, it will have 6 new names being added into it. Every single person, every single name that represents a life in this book is precious. Every one of us joins in this ongoing, flowing river and adds something that would not be here without you. So thank you. Be blessed and be a blessing in all that you do today, always, and especially in this coming holiday season. Amen. And go in peace.